What's up, everybody? This is Russell Brunson. Welcome to Marketing Secrets Podcast.
So the big question is this: how are entrepreneurs like us, who didn't cheat and take on venture capital, who are spending money from our own pockets, how do we market in a way that lets us get our products and our services and the things that we believe in out to the world and yet still remain profitable? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Russell Brunson, and welcome to Marketing Secrets.
All right, everyone. It's late at night. I was supposed to go to bed like 2 hours ago because I had to get up early. But no, my kids decided, even though it was Martin Luther King Day and they had no school all day, they can do their homework till like right now. So I'm up getting them to finish their homework. So anyway, I thought I'd take a quick break while they're doing their stuff to come talk to you guys because it's been a little bit and I got something really fun to share with you today. So today I had a chance to go to the office, which was really fun because we just got this flow and this rhythm happening now with the systems and the agency and all this stuff, and it's just exciting and it's a lot of fun. So I was really excited to go in there today. And then I had a bunch of my tasks I need to do, and one of them I'm working on the sales, like an explainer video. So explainer videos are like those little cartoon videos kind of explain what you do in a short period of time, right? And I don't want to brag, but I would say I'm probably the best explainer video scriptwriter on planet Earth. If not, I'm going to take that credit for myself. Because I wrote the Rippling ones that did 1.5 million members in like 6 weeks, even though the company never went anywhere. I did the Prove It ones that built a $500 million company this year alone in the last 3 years off of one video. Obviously, there's a lot of other stuff happening. It's an amazing team, and I'm not taking all the credit, but the explainer video was mine. So I'm proud of that. The ClickFunnels ones have done super good. I've probably done, 24 explainer videos. And I'm just really proud of them because I think they've all turned out really good and done amazing things. And when you write for them, it's different because it's like you have to write in a way that'd be fun to be animated, to be interesting, to be engaging, and like all those kind of things. So, but what's interesting, so I was writing this one, so we have a new part of ClickFunnels coming out called Actionetics MD, and that's all I'm going to tell you guys right now. And today, basically, I needed to get the video script done so the explainer video guys could start animating, sketching, and getting it all done in time for the Funnel Hacking Live event. Because I'm going to be showing the video there when we release all of our new awesomeness that I can't tell you about right now, but it's going to be so amazing. Because my goal is to get all you guys to start using ActionX 100%. And I think we have, last I checked, it's like 10 to 12,000 people who are on the full Edison suite who have ActionX. But there's still 40,000 customers that aren't using it yet. So it's like, how do I get everybody to use it? Because it's awesome. So the biggest thing was just make it simple or better, easier, more awesome. And so that's what we're doing, a big sprint right now from the dev side to get all done and live by Funnel Hacking Live. So those who are Funnel Hacking Live will get first access to this amazingness and everything. So make sure you're Funnel Hacking Live. If you're not, you're missing out because it could be 6 months or so before we release to everybody else. So if you want to get the features early, go to funnelhackinglive.com, get your tickets before they are all sold out, which they should be sold out this month. In fact, we're doing a big push starting tomorrow. So anyway, I digress. So I'm sharing this because I've had a lot of people, in fact, I've had a lot of companies since then like come to me like, hey, Russell, write me an explainer video. We'll give you equity. We'll give you percentages and blah, 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 blah. Because that's kind of what Prove It had done. And obviously it worked well for them and for us and for everyone. But I've just told people no because obviously I've got a lot happening in my life right now and I don't have time to really write explainer video scripts for people. But for my own stuff, obviously it's still important. So I was like, hey, how do I write this thing? And it's funny because the thought that kept going through my head before I started writing this was, what is the hook? What's the big idea? Those who were at Funnel Hacking Live last time, you heard Todd Brown came and spoke on that idea, like the big idea, the big hook. And as I was like sitting there with my blank sheet of paper, little cursor blinking as I'm trying to figure this out, I was like, what's the hook? What's the hook? Like what? Like I know what the product is, I know the differentiation points, I know it's exciting. But like what's the hook? Like you have to have the right hook. And I think, I'm gonna talk about Todd Brown for a while, because I love Todd. I respect him. I think he's amazing. I think that I've done a good job getting our funnel community and our marketing community understanding like funnels and things like that. I think that we've gotten better at understanding structure and funnels and like how and where and like front end funnels versus back end funnels and how to like do the perfect webinar, like all these cool things. But I look at Todd and what he studies, what he kind of geeks out on, and he hangs out with all the Agora guys, and they're always talking about the big hook, the big idea, like what's that thing that drives the rest of it. And I don't talk about that a lot publicly, probably because it's like not something that I can. It's hard to reverse engineer and just be like, okay, here's the pattern, here's how it works. Like the pattern of the hook is like, it's the opposite of a pattern. It's like, what is it? Yeah, so like most stuff I teach is like, here's the pattern, whereas the hook is like the least patterny thing ever, right? It's not that, it's the opposite of the pattern. It's like the pattern interrupt that becomes the hook, right? And so I never talk a lot about it, but when I'm doing my own stuff, I do it. Like if you watch my webinars, you watch my, like all the stuff that I do, like I'm doing it all the time. And I sat there today for probably 2.5, 3 hours with a blank sheet of paper with that little blinking cursor that you just want to like, you wish you could delete it, but everything's deleted. That's all that's left is that little blinking cursor like mocking you the whole time, right? And my whole thought was like, what's the big idea? What's the big idea? And I was like asking her in my company, like, okay, we know what Action XMD is. Like, what's the big idea? What's the big hook? Like, why should people care? And it took a while, like I said, 2.5, 3 hours before I was like, I got it. And as soon as I got it, then like in my head, like the story just flows. Cause I know like, cause I'm visualizing like taking people on the journey and like the process and the story and how it fits together and how we illustrate this, and like those things come fast. But man, that hook is the hardest thing. I've had webinars where I've spent 2 days in front of a whiteboard trying to figure out like the headline, the hook, like what's the thing that gets somebody into the webinar. And I think that I've probably done a disservice inside of the funnel hacker community where I don't talk enough about that because again, I don't know how to reverse engineer and teach it, but it is the key. I'm so grateful for Todd Brown talking about that so much because he's the one that talks about it the most. And I wish that, we talked about more in the community. Maybe this podcast is the first time of me kind of bringing it out. But I was thinking about that, like what's the big hook? Like, why should someone care about your thing you're selling? Like, what is that? Like, what's the big reason? What's the big, like what's the big idea that you have? And so look at the big campaigns that you've seen around you, right? Every market, there's big things happening, right? I look at when we launched ClickFunnels, like I tried a bunch of different messaging and funnels, but like the funnel that worked was webinar funnel. The process was, I've talked about this before, like having the webinar and then on the thank you page, having the trial, like that was the process that worked. But the hook was this concept of funnel hacking, right? That was the big idea that got people to be like, oh my gosh, I understand it, right? Like that was the big idea that drove ClickFunnels. And think about that. Think about the markets you're in. If you guys are in financial markets, like look at Agora, what they've done. Like some of the biggest campaigns, like when Obama ran for a second term, it was what's it called, the End of America. Like that was the big idea that drove like this huge thing. You look at recently, there's probably been 8,000 crypto offers that have come out, right? But Agora is one that did, I think it did $30 million in their webinar or something like that in like a 2-week period of time. But like, what was the big idea? What was the big hook that they had? Like there was something there. I studied it. I don't know if you did, but you should have. If not, it means you're not listening to funnel hacking. Like look at these people that are making insane amounts of money and like reverse engineer the campaigns from everything. Like not just, a lot of people think funnel hacking is just like, oh, they had a landing page, an upsell page, downsell pages, there's price points. Like that's the beginning of funnel hacking, but it goes deeper. It's like, what was like, I don't know about you, but I get every webinar, every video sales letter, everything that I look at, I get transcribed so I can like read it and like, what was the hook? Like, why did this work? Like, what was the big idea that they were doing that made this separate? Because like, man, if there's 800 crypto webinars, like why did one do 30 million and all the rest do like, even the big ones do a million? Like there's something different here. What's the big idea that they led with? Look at the weight loss industry. Look at, Prove It. Why did Prove It blow up? Like, they hit keto at a time that was right. Why did Dave Asprey blow up? Because he took the Atkins diet. I mean, it's not the same, but he took the Atkins diet, and his big idea was this thing of like butter in your coffee. Boom, that big idea, putting butter in coffee. It was just the ketogenic diet, right? That wasn't this new thing, but he was like, butter in your coffee, boom, Bulletproof was born, right? Like, what's the big idea for your business? And I can't tell you that. I can't like doodle something that shows you here's how to find your big idea. Maybe I can. I just don't know how to do it right now. Because again, it's not a pattern, it's the opposite of a pattern. So look at the pattern. What's everyone doing in your market to explain or to sell your thing? And what's the opposite of that? Like, how do you break the pattern? How do you have your big idea so that when someone hears it, it smacks inside the head and they're like, oh my gosh, like that's brilliant. That's the thing, right? And so, yeah, I think my point of this podcast is just to get you guys to think about that, because that's what I did today. I sat in front of a blinking cursor for 3 hours thinking. thinking, what could it be? What could it be? Like, you know, I looked at all of my competitors, right? I'm looking at, I'm not going to spoil what Action as MD is, but I'm looking at autoresponders and other things like that. Like, how do they pitch it? And like, because how everyone else is pitching is the pattern. Like, now what's the opposite of that? Like, how do I make it the opposite so that it becomes this interesting idea? And so I hope that helps. I hope it does, if nothing else, it gets you to sit there in front of a blinking cursor like I had to do today and just think, like, what's my hook? What's my big idea? Like, why should people care? Like, why am I going to invest the time and energy it takes to make this video or this webinar or this whatever? And why is someone going to take time and energy to watch it? And why are they going to get excited to like run and find their wallet and pull their money out and give it to me? Like, there's a big idea behind that drives it. And I don't think most of us are spending enough time figuring that out. And when you get it right, man, like you see it. Gary Halbert said, one idea properly exploited is worth more than 100 lifetimes of hard work. And I believe that. Like, I've seen that in my own life. I've seen it in tons of our members' lives. Like, one idea, when you exploit it properly, is worth 100 lifetimes of hard work. So, like, what is that idea? Like, that's what it is. It's the big idea, the big hook, the big, like, what is that thing for you? So if you listen to Todd Brown, listen to his stuff on the big idea. I think it's fantastic. He did a whole presentation last year's Funnel Hacking Live about it. But just get that in your head spinning when you're looking at good advertising. You're funnel hacking people. Like what's their big idea? What's the big hook? What's the thing that drives this campaign? Because when you find it, you can identify it. It'll help you get better at figuring out what your own are as well. So hope it helps. Hope it gives you some good ideas and gives you something to think on. That's what I got. I'm going to get these kids' homework finished so I can go to bed. Because I'm going to be up lifting weights soon. I'm trying to get rid of this double chin before Funnel Hacking Live, which is, a pain. Wish you could just sleep it off. That'd be way better. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Have an amazing day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Want more marketing secrets? If so, then go get your copies of my 2 best-selling books. Book number 1 is called Expert Secrets, and you can get a free copy at expertsecrets.com. And book number 2 is called .com Secrets, and you can get your free copy at .comsecrets.com. Inside these 2 books, you'll find my top 35 secrets that we've used to become the fastest growing non-VC-backed SaaS startup company in the world.